Jim Rosenthal here. We've got 2 world title fights from the Plaza de Toros in Mexico City. They're calling this the real thing in the bull ring. First, Terry Norris, China chin but hugely talented, defends his world light middleweight title against Luis Santana of the Dominican Republic. It's a very controversial fight. Then highlights of the eagerly awaited decider as the Mexican champion Humberto Gonzalez meets Michael Carbajal for the 3rd time. 2 world titles are at stake. We begin with Norris and Santana. Your big fight commentators are Jim Watt and Reg Guttridge.
This is the first defence of the 2nd reign as champion of Terry Norris, who, well, not that long ago was regarded as the best, by some anyway, as the best pound-for-pound fighter around, against Luis Santana from the Dominican Republic, who's 36 next week, had 55 fights. Heavy favourite here, Terry Norris. Overcame, well, a very shock defeat indeed by Simon Brown, the Jamaican, then won the return very well. We saw both fights actually on ITV, and he won the return last May on points quite convincingly. And this is the man, of course, who ended the career of Sugar Ray Leonard. And he also beat Don Curry, knocked out John Mugabe in the first. A really good fighter, so it was a shock. I mean, the trade couldn't believe it when Simon Brown really turned him over in style, but it looks as though he's got it back again. Texas-born Terry Norris, but apparently left that town after some altercation at a baseball game and had some death threats, and now lives in California. Well, Santana has lived in the United States for some time. He's been inactive for about 12 months. His last one was against Ron Gibbons in New York at welterweight. This is the 11 stone division, or 154 pounds, and Norris came in at 10-11. He must be in good shape, Jim. He usually weighs a bit more than that.
Yeah, well, I think he'll be taking the game much more seriously since that disastrous night against Simon Brown. So the problem was, I mean, 4 separate times he actually went to pieces in that fight. It wasn't though it was one thing went wrong and he never recovered from it. He recovered and went to pieces again. So you have to wonder just how solid his chin is. And without a solid chin in this business, everything goes, your confidence goes, and you suffer. But he really did well coming back from that defeat.
Santana's got a bit of a tough guy reputation in Las Vegas, where he trains quite a lot. He also fought Simon Brown for the IBF championship. He lost on points. That was in '89. And he also fought the Venezuelan from Belfast, Santo Espana, who went 12 rounds. So I don't know, he's probably got a bit left, I would think, Santana. He's 13-year pro now. But Norris at best should be much too good for him. He's fought 12 rivals who've held world titles, Terry Norris. He hasn't gone the easy way. His brother's champion, WBA cruiser, all in. Made 10 defences of the championship that he won first time around. Second round then, called Super Welterweight Championship. We call it light middleweight, 11 stone. It was quite brilliant the night he defeated Ray Leonard. We know that Ray was at on the slide a bit, obviously, but he was at Madison Square Garden. Sugar Ray's only fight at Madison Square Garden. Well, they're both using the rabbit punch and both being warned for it by American referee Mitch Halpern. Oh, it's getting a bit spiteful, Jim. They had a few gymnasium tricks by Santana, I think, entering into this.
Yeah, well, he probably realises he's going to have to rough Norris up. It's pointless standing back and boxing him. Norris is too sharp. But he looks a good solid performer, durable, strong. So it's possible he could give Norris a few problems. Norris would be advised to tighten up in the first couple of rounds here. Have a good look at this fella.
Oh, he's getting a bit sharp now, isn't he, Norris? He knows he's got to get down to business. One of the best results on his record, really, looking back, is against Meldrick Taylor. Lovely little boxer, stopped him in fourth.
We were actually talking about maybe Chavez and Norris getting together, but it never came to pass. Just about the end that Norris was stopped.
Yeah, Chavez at ringside doing a bit of commentating for Mexican television and probably with Showtime as well. But he speaks very little English, he understands it.
Norris looks to have his confidence back, very fluid, very sharp looking here.
Yeah, he won't, if he gets in on the hook, he won't let go. Those missed punches sort of exciting the back of this huge crowd. They think, well, if one of those lands, the guy that takes it will finish up in the back seats with us. Been in some hard fights with the Dominican Republican fighter. Have another look at that.
Yeah, well, some good sharp punching. Well, that was when it got a little bit untidy and Norris bulled him a little bit, got the warning for it. There's some good sharp punching and little spasms in that one.
Well, keep focused, they say in the corner there, as we come out for the third round then. Good, fast, sharp start. A little bit needly there, I thought, by Terry Norris. Certainly one of the most experienced guys around, Luis Santana, with 55 fights.
And with a long career like Santana, sometimes a year out is more of a plus factor rather than a problem. And he's had it, as you say, almost a year out, so maybe his appetite will be a little bit fresher.
He mixes fighting up pretty well. At times Norris can box really well, and then he can start to slug a bit too. Referee's going to find this hard work, and then he's pulling them apart like that. They're not stepping back unless he shoves them.
Yeah, well, Norris seems quite keen to get involved. He's not trying to do it from a distance. He's quite keen just to get right up close and get stuck in there, which you would imagine is more Santana's type of fight.
Good variety though, and that's that just whip that little uppercut and there's a finish of that combination. Norris gives the impression that he's trying to pick his spot a bit, don't you think?
Yeah, well, he's always looking, he's always trying to stay in range. He's not backing away, he's not using the ring. He's just stepping a little half step back as though he's trying to draw Santana onto one. Well, I saw the funny legs again, Reg, but I think that time it was a slip, but he's still backing off.
Oh,
so you're looking for things now with Norris. Legs don't look right.
I think maybe he does have that China chin. After all, the crowd don't like that because he pulled him down. He's got to get the 8 count there. It's amazing how one clip like that, it didn't look a large punch by any means. This would be an even bigger sensation if he could beat Norris now, Luis Santana. Because Simon Brown at least had been a world champion. Have a look at it, Jeb.
A little bit alarming. See, he doesn't box from behind a tight defence, and the legs all over the place there. It wasn't a tremendous punch, it was a good solid shot. But it really sent him all over the place, and he never really recovered from it until the bell sounded.
Too much Vaseline around the face there of Santana. Even it out, said the referee, by start of round 4. And this looks like being a bit of a lively one. The old timer, 36 next week, Santana. Already upsetting Terry Norris, who really always looked to business, you know, with his technique and everything. But as Jim Watt was saying, you know, if you get clipped on the chin and you can't hold a punch, you're really in trouble in this business.
Yeah, he's very loose in his boxing, he's very open, so it's not as though he can suddenly change and start keeping that chin down behind a high guard. That's not his style. So I think the best plan is to try to blast Santana out before any more disasters come his way. That's a good solid jab from Norris.
Hey, go, come on, watch your head, watch your head.
He's complained there, got caught with it. Yes, cut right up and high on the head there though, Jim. It's well away from the danger spot. Taking him up to have a look at it. Well, that's a bit unfortunate.
It's an accidental headbutt.
Accidental headbutt, the referee saying,
yeah, that's right. Well, it looked it as well, didn't it? It's okay to go on. I think they can staunch that by the look of it, but it's a nasty cut, but it's high up. You take a point there, Jim?
Well, he's called it an accidental headbutt and took a point. What kind of refereeing is this we're seeing? He definitely said accidental headbutt. What's he taking a point for?
Oh boy, there's some needle going on here. Now we've got the injury to go with it.
And you've got to hand it to Norris. Okay, he's in trouble with his chin there, but he really comes back, a true fighter's heart. He had this against Simon Brown when his world was caving in. Certainly got the courage.
I tell you, the old boy Santana's tough as butcher's dog though, isn't he?
Hey, come on, step back, man, step back.
He seemed to be badly affected with the clash. It must have been a fairly painful clash because you could see it really shook him.
Hey, come on, keep it up, it's fast, come on, keep it up, come on. Get him up, come on.
Bit of a hyperactive referee, Mitch Halpo. These guys running all the time. He's game enough.
The time that clubbing right comes from Santana, you think again about Norris's chin.
He's a nicely loose fighter, isn't he, Norris? I mean, he can look quite spectacular when he throws his punches like that and sort of clusters. But sometimes, Jim, as you know better than anybody, that they sometimes never get over a stoppage that he had like with Simon Brown. So the end of the 4th.
It was definitely an accidental clash. I don't know why any points should be taken away from anybody.
The 5th round then of this WBC version of the light middleweight championship of the world.
You would have thought Santana would have gone for broke after shaking Norris like that, but he hasn't really done that. He hasn't really given it everything. just keeps plodding away, maybe hoping for that right hand to land again.
Yeah, he's dominating now, Norris. There's always just that little touch of danger, isn't there, from Santana, knowing that Norris, well, has, let's say, a doubtful chin at this stage of the fight.
I mean, physically he recovers completely. He throws the effects all right, so he's obviously in good shape. You're just worried that anything.
Oh yeah, it's going to be all over him. Yeah. He looked as though he wanted to turn away again there, Santana.
That was the same look he had when the clash of heads occurred, as though he wouldn't have been too upset if the referee had called it off.
Yeah.
And he had that little look again, as though he's losing heart.
Well, I think he might be looking for softer pastures now in this game. 36 next week. Mind, it'd be some dream for him or Santana if he could pull it off here, but although he's as rugged as anything, there's definitely something about him, isn't there, that makes him doubtful that he doesn't really want to be in there anymore.
Yeah, well, he's pulled that phase twice, once with the clash of heads and once with that little left hook, as though he just lacks that little bit of desire. And hand it to Norris, he still fancies the job.
There he comes again. Maybe it's just a mannerism that we misjudge. Oh, back of the...
I mean, there's no reason for him to be on the floor.
I mean, honestly, Jim, we read that well, didn't we? I can't believe that.
Yeah, he's just decided enough's
He decided
enough.
enough's enough, yeah, exactly.
There wasn't even a full-blooded punch.
He's looking for a disqualification there, isn't he? Well, it's humiliating and ridiculous, Jim, this. Man's entitled to treatment then. If he won't get up, there might be something wrong with him. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, it seems as though the officials are more concerned with the small print in their rules than the welfare of Luis Santana. He spends nearly 10 minutes on the canvas. At no stage do we see him receiving oxygen. Both the doctor and the referee tell him repeatedly to get up. Medical assistance takes a very long time to arrive. The welfare of the fighter must always be the most important factor. Finally, Santana's declared the new champion. He wins that title on a stretcher. That blow from Norris is ruled an intentional foul. The hospital in Mexico City have told us that Santana's been released after treatment. Now highlights of the decider between Humberto